When a flight attendant questioned the small silver cross hanging from a quiet man's neck, she didn't realize the man was none other than Robert Downey Jr. What started as a simple remark about a religious symbol turned into a moment that would shift the entire atmosphere of the flight. And by the time the plane landed, no one could forget what he said. Not his words, not his eyes. The Los Angeles International Airport was buzzing as usual. Rushing travelers, kids dragging backpacks, business people glued to their phones, each one on a path of their own. Among them, a man walked with calm footsteps, wearing a worn-out tee, faded jeans, and scuffed sneakers. No fancy watches, no entourage, no drama. It was Robert Downey Jr. A silver crucifix hung around his neck. Subtle, not showy, but it shimmered with quiet strength. He quietly walked up to his gate and stood in the first-class line, ticket in hand. The flight attendant, her name tag reading, Carla, looked at his ticket, then up at him. She hesitated. "Excuse me, sir," she said. "This line is for first-class passengers only." Robert gave her a half-smile. "I'm in the right place." She looked again. Sure enough, the ticket read, Robert Downey Jr. But something about his casual appearance threw her off. He didn't look first-class enough. She let him through, but her eyes followed him. The cross around his neck caught the light. Something inside Carla was uneasy, a feeling she couldn't quite name. She walked over to him and said quietly, "Sir, we usually request passengers in premium cabins to keep religious symbols discreet if possible. Some travelers may feel uncomfortable." Robert looked at her calmly. "Am I breaking a rule?" "No," she said. "It's just a courtesy." He replied gently but firmly, "This isn't fashion. It's a part of me. I can't hide it." By now, a few passengers nearby were listening. Someone pulled out a phone. Robert didn't raise his voice. He simply said, "Forgive me, but it feels like I'm being singled out. If this was a Star of David or a crescent moon, would you still say that?" Carla was silent. Robert went on, "This cross has seen me through wars, not just on screen but in my soul, through rehab, through loss, through nights where I didn't think I'd see the next day. I don't wear it to show off. I wear it because it reminds me I survived." Carla grew defensive. "If you don't comply, I'll have to notify the captain." Robert looked straight into her eyes and said, "Call whoever you need. But understand this. The problem isn't the cross. The problem is the fear behind your reaction to it." A heavy silence fell over the cabin. Carla backed off for a moment, but then she returned and added, "Several passengers have expressed discomfort. Religious symbols can create division in such a confined space." Robert calmly responded, "Then maybe the issue isn't the symbol. Maybe it's how we've been taught to see one another." Carla contacted the captain, Captain Morales. He came to the cabin, assessing the situation. Carla reported he refused to comply. "I asked him to conceal the symbol, and he declined." Captain turned to the other crew member, Nicole. "Has he been disruptive?" Nicole shook her head. "Not at all, sir." Captain Morales turned to Robert. "Would you like to share your side?" Robert answered, "This isn't jewelry. It's not for show. It's a memory of who I was, and a promise to who I want to be." Captain nodded. "In this airline, passengers are free to express their faith, so long as respect remains intact." Carla walked away. Notifications started popping up on her phone. Someone had uploaded the video. It was going viral. The voice, the cross, the stillness in Robert's tone. Carla sat down in the galley, overwhelmed. For the first time, she realized she hadn't been enforcing policy. She'd been hiding behind it. As the flight neared its end, Carla walked back to Robert. She didn't speak at first. Then, she knelt. "I was wrong," she whispered. "I thought professionalism meant control. But I realize now I was letting fear drive me, hiding behind rules instead of choosing understanding." Her eyes were wet. Robert gently helped her up. "You don't need to erase this moment," he said. "You face the truth. That takes courage. Most never get that far. 2 weeks later, Carla sat in her living room. No uniform, no makeup. Just her, recording a simple video. In her hand, she held the small silver crucifix Robert had given her after that flight, the one he'd worn through it all. She looked into the camera lens. "For years, I believed being professional meant hiding who I really was," she said. She looked down at the crucifix. "But this reminded me what it means to be human." She smiled. "Today, I don't hide anymore. Thank you, Robert."